this afternoon to welcome Tom Ward as he kicks off his campaign for the City Council. In just a few minutes, Tom is going to say a few words, but what he's not going to do is he's not going to talk about himself, and so I want to tell you a little bit about Tom. Tom and I share a common heritage in the emergency medical and fire and rescue services, and that's one of the things that I'm most proud of associating Tom with, is the fact that he's someone who has given so much to his community in the area of fire and rescue service as a volunteer, and as someone who cares deeply about the welfare of the people with whom he shares his community. But there are also other things that Tom has done over the course of the past decade and more that I think he probably won't mention, but that are worth your understanding. For those of you who've been to the Rockville Library, you might not know that without Tom's support for the full funding of the Rockville Library, we probably would not have had the success that we had with the county in getting that done so quickly. He really was an outstanding leader in that process. He also has been an important member of the Town Center Action Team, and as you look out on the Town Center and you see the vision that so many of us on the Mayor and Council worked so hard to achieve during the preceding years, Tom was one of the people who helped form that vision. So I want to mention, that Tom, the kinds of things that Tom probably won't talk about because these are things about himself, but they're things you ought to know. He's very committed to his community, to our city. He's committed to advancing the goals of Rockville as we all share them, and he's committed to the kind of civil, respectful intercourse that really defines an effective city government. So I ask you to join me in welcoming Tom as he kicks off his campaign for the Rockville City Council for this upcoming year.
Thank you, John, for the introduction. I want to thank everybody for coming out today on this beautiful day. Luckily, 2 in a row, which we haven't gotten many of this year. I want to thank you for your support, and I want to recognize some folks in the audience. Mayor Susan Hoffman is here. Former Rockville Mayor Rose Trasville. Council candidate Virginia Onley. State Senator Jenny Forehand. Former City Council member Bob Wright. Former City Council member Jim Marion. And my good friend Ralph Neese. Thank you to the Feldmans for hosting us here and for feeding us. I'd also like to thank my good friend Steve Worley for agreeing to serve as my campaign treasurer, though apparently he thought that going to a wedding was more important today. I've asked you here today to announce that I will be a candidate for City Council in Rockville this fall. This is my first time on this end of an election, so contrary to what John said, I do want to take a few minutes to tell you about who I am and what I've done. And what I've done to try to improve Rockville the time that I've been here. On the Compensation Commission this year, I helped devise a plan that would drain the politics and the controversy out of the compensation levels that we set for our mayor and council. Had I known I was going to run, I might have recommended we be a little more generous. I helped our historic preservation organization, Fearless Rockville, pick some board members this year. I provided vital traffic and transportation advice when I was a member of the Traffic and Transportation Commission for the city. I did fight hard to get the Rockville Library built. We organized a massive rally to get full funding and peppered the city with Seize the Day, Build It Now signs, if you may remember. I saved lives as an EMT with the Rockville Volunteer Fire Department. My background in Rockville's public safety, I think, is unmatched among council candidates and opponents. I helped plan our beautiful town center as a member of the town center action team. When I was home with my kids, I helped our seniors learn computers, taught classes with them at the Rockville Senior Center, where my great aunt Lil has worked for 27 years. And I've been active in Rockville politics and Rockville campaigns since 1999. Helped a lot of really good people serve our city, although I'd like to know for the record that the blame for John's tenure should be spread among many people. Other than what I've done, who am I? I'm the father of 3 great children, Katie, Barnsley and Belle, and they're looking forward to a long summer of going door to door with their dad. We've lived in Rockville in the West End for the last 12 years, with the exception of 1 year that we all spent out in Fargo after I got out of law school. I'm an attorney in downtown DC. Before law school, I was a reporter for 8 years, covering Congress, and then I spent 8 years at home with kids. I'm the oldest of 5 kindergarten to senior year graduates of Montgomery County Public Schools. We grew up in Bethesda, and as my mom likes to say, the Rockville side of the company. My mom taught history at Churchill and Wooten, and my dad spent his career serving in IH. Other than what I've done and who I am, what do I want to do on the Rockville City Council? We are facing tough times nationally and internationally. It is hard at the state level and the county level, and it is coming for us in the city level. We've been fortunate so far, but we're going to have a couple tough years ahead. If elected, my #1 task would be what the #1 task should be for everybody associated with Rockville's company, which is to continue to provide excellent services for our residents. This is not going to be easy over the short to medium term. We're going to have to make some tough choices over the next few years while the economy is in the state it's in. We need leaders in place who have the energy to take the challenges ahead and the flexibility to catch whatever curveballs are thrown our way. And I think there are going to be a lot in the next few years. I'll work to assure that we have affordable housing that respects our neighborhoods. I will pressure Rockville's commercial landlords to fill their spaces more effectively, like the Giant site here and the Superfresh site. I'll work with the county and the state to help ease Rockville's traffic problems. I will monitor the implementation of our new green building code to make sure that it achieves its goals, but make sure that it doesn't have unintended consequences. I will do what I can to help the city's businesses through this rough patch. I think an important part of that is to pay our city's employees what we promised them. There is probably no better way to get money directly into Rockville's local economy than to pay our employees what we have promised them. Not all of them live in Rockville, but they all work in Rockville, and they all spend money in Rockville. We want their money here. I'll work to further integrate Rockville's newest neighborhoods into our city. And I will work well with my colleagues no matter who they are. I think the tone on the council has been toxic for the last few years. And Rockville deserves better than that. And I can do better than that. I pledge my blood, toil, tears, and sweat to this effort, particularly sweat as I go door to door all summer. I think I would like to save the tears for budget time, and I'm hoping to spill as little blood as possible. But toil is inevitable, and toil is something I'm proud to offer my city. Today I stand before you to ask for your sweat and toil in the coming months in this election. Only with the help of old and new friends alike from throughout this city can we succeed. I think we have an excellent chance, and I look forward to the adventure. Thank you.